Well, welcome back again. Um, so we just did the review on the RCBS Case Master, and I thought it was only fair to do a review on the Hornady Concentricity Tool because both of them are actually really good tools. One does something the other can't, vice versa, but I have them both, and I thought it was fair to. I do use them both, so let's take a look at some of the options, some of the features these things have, and go over the functionality of this thing. So let's take a look. Okay, so um, a little bit about this. This is a really quick tool. I really like. I like how they designed this. So let's take a look at some of the stuff here. Nice big, kind of a knurled dial on this or a knob on the side here. You loosen that up. This comes out. It's always good to keep a nice, real thin coat of oil on these. Now, how this works, you have a case, and in here you've got a nice, real nice machined out bevel, and that head sits in there just like so, and you have to spin this, so, but that just sits right in there. This thing will do little tiny bullets all the way up to, you know, magnum stuff. It'll do a lot. So all you do is just, it's a machine fit, so it's a little tight. Slide that in there, lock this down, and we'll get this mounted. I had to unmount this from the bench, so we're going to get this mounted here, and I'll show you a little bit more. But just a real quick turn here, a little swing turn, and this whole assembly slides back and forth. That allows you to set that where you want to, whether you're looking at a neck or the bullet total run out, whatever. So this slides very nice on a nice little, it almost looks like a Picatinny rail down here. Very cool. And over here, you've got your little plunger. I don't know the official name, but we'll call it a plunger. How about that? And this thing here is going to spin a little bit, spring-loaded. Now, you get a couple different options, and each of these has, it's a tapered hole in the end here, different sizes. And what that does is these go in, now this is the wrong one, but it sits on the ogive of the bullet itself. And all kinds of different sizes. I've got the one in there for this particular round right now. It just sits on the ogive, so it centers the bullet. Essentially, what you're doing is you're centering the head there. Center the head here into here to make it an absolute perfect alignment with these two machined parts. So let's get this thing set up on the bench here, screw it back down. I'll show you how this thing works. But before I do that, so if you saw my other video on the RCBS Case Master, you'll see a feature on that where you can actually check for head separation with the little hook rod in there. This one here has a feature that I don't think anybody else has yet, at least. This little screw here, it has a little piece of, now I'm dropping stuff, little piece of nylon right there on the end of this screw, so you don't do any damage to your bullets. But what you can do is actually straighten a bullet. So if you have a bullet that has too much run out in that case, you can actually straighten that a little bit. Sometimes you can get them absolutely perfect. If the run out is too much, you won't get them perfect, but you get them a lot better than what they used to be. So so each of these has their own kind of little feature that's pretty slick. So let me get this mounted, and we'll run a few through this and show you what this looks like. All right, so I got this mounted back on the bench here. It's got 4 little feet on here. Just a couple of wood screws works fine. So what I do is I take a loaded round, and that just slides up into that cone there. And this might seem a little cumbersome, but it's actually really easy to get used to. I just grab this, pull it back, and I just sort of push this out of the way here and get that nice and centered. Now what you do is, all you do is just spin this thing. You'll see the indicator here moving. And on this particular bullet, I've got about, just about 2/1000ths run out. So what you can do to correct this is you can go to the low side, right about there, and that's where this tool comes in. Screw this in, bump it just a little bit, and I've got about 2/1000ths, 2.5/1000ths. So it doesn't work real well, to be honest, on real minimal run out, that 2 to 3/1000ths. You can play around with it and get it to work, but when you get some of the factory stuff I've worked with, it's 14/1000ths out. You can just run this in, bump it 10 or 15/1000ths. Watch that gauge move. See that gauge moving? Bump that about 10 or 15/1000ths, and then turn it again, and you'll see a huge difference. And picture a circle and a circle and a circle, right? It's your bolt, your chamber, your barrel, and if that bullet has to be perfectly aligned up with everything, so when it's going out the barrel, it's not entering the barrel at a weird angle. So to be able to help correct this is a really, really cool idea. And the fact that it's so universal with with all the other options and stuff, and it's just quick, it's simple. I really like it. So I use them both, the RCBS and the Hornady, and they're real easy to change too. If you want to change this collar, this knob spins off. Just pop your turnbuckle there and slide that back, and this thing will just slide out of there. Has a little spring on there, and if you want to change these around, slip the spring off that one, put on the other one, and slide this back in. Put your knob back on, and now you can do a different bullet, different caliber, whatever you want. So it's as simple as that. This thing is just absolutely easy to work with. Really, really like it. Move this around, slip your turnbuckle there. It's just, I really like it. My only complaint with this thing, there's a little O-ring right here, and you can take this O-ring and slide it forward, and it should help hold this dial rod indicator here out of the way. And it does when the O-rings are new, but as you see, this O-ring is getting pretty old. Now there's a little knob here, and this knob unscrews. Just comes right off. So you can take this O-ring here, slip it off of there, and put on a fresh O-ring. They just get dry cracked. So I've got a pocket full of them somewhere. I just don't remember where I put them. So I'll have to get that changed out. So, and you can stack several on here, and then just, slide the one you want forward. And this one here, actually, I bet it'll just break. Yeah, it did. It just broke right off. So, so I'll have to just get a couple more of those and just stack them up on here, and then as they get old from moving them back and forth, slide the next one up. You can also take a little bit of Rem oil and just put a little little coating of oil on there with like a paper towel works great. So anyways, enough of that. So what do I think of this? I really like it. Now, as most of you know, I now have both. Do I think it's important to have one over the other, or both, or just one? Believe it or not, I actually use both of these tools. They're both really good tools. They both have a feature the other doesn't have. I like them both. You know, I really couldn't pick one over the other, so I have them both. And if you're a reloader like me, you'll have them both too, probably. So, anyways, you know, these things are just, they're so simple, well designed, you know, they're just slick. I really like them. They're machined well. I really like the features. There's just no play in there at all. It's just really good. Little feet there, just to anchor them down to your bench. Couple screws, you can move it, pop the screws out, put it where you want. I have used this without it mounted too, and it works okay too. You don't have to mount it, but I do mount mine. So anyways, hey, I hope this helps out. I'm going to also put an affiliate link below. If you purchase it with that link, it helps support my channel. It doesn't cost you a penny extra. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, share it. That also helps this channel. So stay tuned. We got a lot more stuff coming, a lot of stuff. We're going to be looking at a new scope out there too called Tracked. It's a new company. They're only about a year old, and I've had the pleasure of testing this scope. So we're putting together some footage, and hopefully here in about a month I'm going to have all that together, and I think you'll be impressed with this scope. German shot glass, really nice, really nice. So anyways, lots of other stuff too, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now, because we're probably going to have another between 30 and 40 videos on reloading and some shooting and some product reviews coming up here between now and June or so. So anyways, hey, I hope you like the video. I hope it helps you out a little bit with your reloading stuff, and we're going to continue on here very shortly with sort of putting this all together and coming up with a very accurate round. But we have to go through this, you know, obviously step by step, and get this, you know, what tools. You know, you can spend a huge amount of money on tools, and I've done that a lot, and I found myself going back to very specific tools every time I reload, and the rest of it sits on my bench and I don't use it. So watch these series as we progress through this, and save yourself some money, because a lot of the tools out there aren't really that useful, or they're not that accurate. And so just buy the good stuff up front, don't buy all the other stuff, and you're going to be loading some really high quality, very accurate ammo at the end of this. So hey, again, thanks everybody. I really do truly appreciate it, and stay tuned for next time.